Paying attention to anybody else. You're paying attention to you. Say, I am holy.
I am holy.
Say, I am holy.
I am holy.
And that's just a sacred agreement that we have with ourselves. You can open your eyes. See, that doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. That doesn't have to do with your relationship to another person or anything. That's just, I'm committed to moving through life with an understanding that I am whole. That I am whole. I'm whole. I'm not expecting anybody to walk around talking about how holy they are. I am holy, behold. But a sacred, private understanding that I am whole takes on this whole idea, this entire idea that there's nothing about me that's broken. How much brokenness do we carry around, generally? You know, how much of the idea that there's some part of me I left in my childhood or was severed off? I mean, I can't tell you how many times, oh yeah, that relationship, it cut my arm off. Well, we have the capacity, as Ernest Holmes is indicating, to grow parts of ourselves back. Not that they were ever gone in the first place. Because we're holy beings. We are whole. And this isn't just something that we're making up or that I'm making up to have us feel good on a Sunday morning. There have been people intuiting this that have demonstrated it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And as we talk about in class, we see more and more and more how much science is waking up to these things now over the past 100 years or so, and even more. And you heard from guys like Bruce Lipton and some of these others who talk about the biology of belief, right? The science of belief. That's the biology of belief. What's another word for that, or another 3 words for that, is the science of mind. You with me? Which has been around for a long time now, 100 years. We're almost 2026. What is it? It's 1926. Was the first edition of the Science of Mind, almost 100. That's wild to think about. Almost 100 years. There's this particular aspect of this reading that I would like to call out a little bit this morning of what the hen had. Isn't that fun about the hen? What did he call it? Something omniscience. The hen had what? Something omniscience. I should have highlighted it. That's what but it gives you an opportunity to try and figure it out too. Something omniscience, where is it? And anyway, the hen had inherent knowing. Intuitive omniscience. That's the same, yeah. Intuitive omniscience, just a knowing of something. How did the hen come to the conclusion? 21 days, the hen just did it. How do we come to any conclusion? What really have we come to a conclusion about? As human beings, what are we doing? We're making this thing up. But we're making it up on the grand stage of a construction, a complex, a structure of spiritual principle that we can use. That intuitive omniscience actually isn't something like, sometimes there's this idea about intuition that we just happen upon it, or that it's luck, or that it's somehow, if I'm doing things right or they're all lined up, that I'm intuitively in order. Intuition is something that we always have all the time. We simply come to a trusting of it or we don't. But consider for a moment, if you couldn't get something wrong, how would your life look? If there was no such idea of right and wrong, what is it? Out beyond the field of right and wrong, out beyond the ideas of right and wrong, there's a field. I'll meet you there and we'll play. God doesn't know anything about right or wrong, or saint or savior, or all of these things, these qualities, these qualifications that we give ourselves. And someday we feel like a saint, and other days we feel like a sinner, and man, those days suck. And those days where I feel like a saint, everything's in order and everything's wonderful, but is it really, or is it just a glass house? Because yesterday I was just a sinner. Today I'm a saint, tomorrow I'm a sinner. But always there's this perfection, there's this picture of perfection and wholeness that it's at the center of us, and this is the idea that we want to be resting for 21 days. That there's a power and a presence and a love and a wholeness and a holiness and a sacredness and a beauty and a perfection and a light and a love and an exquisiteness and an enthusiasm that's at the center of you. This is what we want to put our attention on, and if you want to, literally set for 21 days in your meditation chair. I'm not saying you want to journal and crumple it up and put it on the chair and set on it or anything like that, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to set it, set it. But we understand it's the same intelligence that Ernest Holmes is talking about that's everywhere present in its fullness. Simultaneously in its fullness. That means it's right where Jim is right now. Isn't that great? That's good news. It's right where Walter is. It's right where Thomas is. It's right where Ava is. It's right where we are right now. You see. And we can spend our 21 days, because we have the capacity to choose, we can spend our 21 days resting on something that's less than our spiritual magnificence, or we can consciously feed the mechanism of divine intelligence, of intuitive omniscience, and set with the ideas that give us life, that give us joy, that give us, that have us somehow want to just express a little bit more life, come a little bit more out of ourselves to see what's possible. I got to take a drink of water. When I was 25 years old, I've shared a little bit of this with you. When I was 25, I graduated the School of Ministry, and I wasn't ready to be a minister. I knew I wasn't ready to be a minister. And so immediately what I did is I went globetrotting for 3 months. I wanted to become a planetary citizen. I wanted to put myself in a position where I didn't know anybody and people didn't know me, and I wanted to see what I was made of. So I fundraised a little bit, and people were very generous with me. I was just out of school. I was still paying my grandfather back for my student loans, and I had raised a little bit of money from some people that really believed in me and scraped together a few $1,000s to go live with 2 sets of clothes and a couple $1,000s for 3 months. And the only thing I knew when I set off is I had a plane ticket for Edinburgh, Scotland. And that's where I landed. Well, that's not true. I knew 2 things. I was flying to Edinburgh, and I had, through email, communicated with the owners of a bed and breakfast over there. And so I'd agreed for a long-term stay with them so that Edinburgh could be my home base, and I'd go out and explore a little bit and things like that. That's all that I knew. I didn't even know that I was going to be gone for 3 months. It turns out I was gone for 3 months. I was prepared to simply go without a plan. And what turned out of that trip was something so spiritually, holistically, humanly magnificent, I could have never scripted it. Could have never possibly wanted to go back and script out this whole itinerary of 8. And now there's times for trips like that, but understand I'm talking about the theme of the day and not going and scripting out a trip, but rather saying yes to our lives and taking that intuitively omniscient, backed by intuitive omniscience, taking that leap into a greater possibility. We don't even know what that is necessarily. But we have an instinct, don't we? He talks about the instinct of the hen to set the egg for 21 days without any knowing. Are we trusting our instinct? You know, our instinct knows how to heal the planet. Our instinct knows how to heal our relationships. Our intuitive omniscience knows how to reveal a greater source of income. Our intuitive omniscience knows how to heal our bodies. We have the capacity to either be in relationship with that intuitive omniscience or not. That literally is the body of our work, is to choose, do we want to live a life we love or live a life filled with frustration? That becomes the body of our work. And what if we wake up each morning and instead of going to read the paper or the news or get informed about what's happening out there, we're informed first about what's happening in here? And then from being informed about what's happening in here, I can get right with my life. I can either understand and come to see, if I wake up and I had a bad dream or woke up on the wrong side of the bed and I simply start getting right into my day with the kids and the news and the busyness, then I can just steamroll with that and have a bad day rather than a bad moment. Or I can get up and get right with what's happening, the news inside of myself, make some choices about how I really want to be for this day, read something, pray something, meditate something, imbibe something, make a prayer call, do something to get myself right in the moment, and then I simply have a moment of choice, of launch point of how I want to enter into my day, the microcosm of that trip that I took for 3 months is a day of having no idea how it's going to unfold. And being willing to give it my all. Being willing to put my heart at the forefront. Being willing to live with some vulnerability. Trusting that fundamentally behind all of it is that intuitive omniscience. The thing that it knows and it knows all. That's powerful 2 words put together. Omnipotent, omnipotent, all-powerful. Omniscient, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. All-powerful, all-present, and all-knowing. We keep coming back to the fundamental. God is your life. Your life is intuitive omniscience. Unless we practice this, we won't really know it. But once you know it, you can talk about it. Like someone that when you meet somebody and you're really into them and someone asks, well, tell me about them. Well, don't mind if I do. Or show me pictures of your dog or whatever it might be, right? Like when you know God and you have a life that you love, how's your life? Well, I don't mind telling you about it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is my prayer for each one of us. And life is good. There's nothing lacking where we're at right now. There's nothing lacking. Fundamentally, we can start there and then build something and build something. Intuitive omniscience is the order of the day. Let's say it. Intuitive omniscience is the order of the day. Isn't that fun to say? Intuitive omniscience is the order of the day. The all-knowing that simply knows that it's all-knowing, knows as my life. Woo! Should we say that one together too? The all-knowing that simply knows that it's all-knowing, knows today as my life. Let's go! Right? Knows today as my life. Let's take a deep breath. Not good. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a hen setting an egg. Not good. We can take that illustration with us this week, can't we? We can use that illustration this week. I'm so grateful for this community and our willingness to just bump up against ourselves a little bit, like just bump up against ourselves a little bit. There's that moment of discomfort of, just right on the edge of myself. But intuitive omniscience, the all-knowing that simply knows that it knows itself as my life today. Just the frequency, the vibration, the tonality of that as it comes out of the body it does something. It lifts, it proclaims, it sets us free. Our prayer of love, yeah. Our prayer of love lifts us high. It heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. And those are the words of Ricky Byers. Our prayer of love lifts us high. It heals us, sustains us, and sets us free. My prayer of love for this community this week is that we are known in intuitive omniscience, and that our life breaks forth into a glorious, heavenly, harmonious splendor this week. For this, I am grateful. In one word, I call it good. And so it is. Amen. Yes.